Banter fam, what's happening, guys? Happy Monday to you all. So we're seeing a bit of strength from the bulls right now. We're seeing some power. How do we know this? We're not getting much pullbacks, right? And what you're seeing is we are now sitting at the altcoin wall. So you had Bitcoin first make the rally up, and now what we're waiting for is the altcoin to have the catch up. And what's basically happening is you can start to see a bit of confidence is starting to come back. Why? Look at meme coins, guys. I've seen so many meme coins pump over the last couple of days. Why would meme coins be pumping if the market was kind of worried, right? So we're going to start getting ready for a total 3 breakout. And I spoke to you guys about the first little pump will basically trap people, because after that we should chop a little bit. Now we're sitting at that point where we're getting ready for the next rally. And when the next rally kicks in, then you're about to see retail fly through the doors very quickly. So today is important for us to get ready for the short squeeze, to look at what is available when it comes to entries, okay, and where do we build, where do we update stop losses, and then the rest of the market is going to come flying in. So again, I truly believe that you paying attention to this show right now and these entries right now, you are ahead of the rest of the market. So guys, if you had a great weekend, if you are getting some good entry positions, this is the start of the recovery. This is the start of the boom again, right? Then hit the like button and let's have a good show. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like sniper. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Banter fam. I see I'm down there. Let's open it up, right? Look at that. Look at that beautifulness over there. Dubai, you never let us down. Absolutely beautiful. There's my boat over there. I'm joking. Guys, look at that. Incredible. So I'm here in Dubai. If you're in Dubai, come through to the conference. It is token 2049. I think there is still tickets for sale. We got a special, so have a look in the description. But guys, if you are here this side, come and say what's up. Again, it's just proving that when this market has gone through a bit of a tough period, right? Keep getting out there and keep building, because again, 20% of the market is going to make all the money. Okay, so in these times, keep making the connections. And again, I come to these conferences, I come to these events, and I see people building faster than ever. If this was the end, if there was no alt season, you would not see thousands and thousands of companies building, right? Because again, we are in one of the best industries in the world, and I truly believe we are early, especially now, especially going after the last couple of weeks of downside and seeing altcoins come down up to 60%. I truly believe we are early. Okay, so again, conviction up, pay attention. This is the time, not about losses. Losses are losses, right? I see you using my shoe there for the stand, Joe. That's interesting. I like the innovation. I love it. I love it. I wish I could show you guys the setup here. But nonetheless, guys, this is the time to put in your all, because you're going to make it back a lot quicker. Okay. And the thing is with crypto is it rewards in a very short period of time, and then it kind of drops a little bit after that. So guys, who's in? Right? I want to see here in the comments here, just before I bring up the charts. And by the way, oh, you guys want some bid funded? I've actually met Bitfunded here. I got some cool things. Sheldon, when can we expect the indicator? I'll update you on that now. Someone says massive dump incoming. We'll chat about it. We'll have a look. Put that to good use. Yes. Okay, amazing, guys. Sheldon, the immigrants. Oh, my immigrant now in the country. Oh, it's like that. It's like that. Okay, fantastic. Let's go. Same old. You are correct. Right? Same old. What? When the markets boom, we kill it, right? When the markets get chopped, we go through war together, but it flushes out those and we restart the system again. We've been here many times before and we rock it. Good morning. What's up? Bit funny for the win. Yes, go. Okay, let's jump straight into it, guys. So I have not charted. I've not done any updated charts since the last show. Okay, we've been traveling, we've been coming to the site, so I'm basically charting fresh with you guys today, and let's jump straight into it. So let's pop this up over here. Let's jump into the chart. So this is kind of what I left you guys with, right, through this over here. So the first thing, yet again, let's quickly go look at a couple of the weekly time frames. And I want to go through here quick and just show you guys a couple of weekly time frames. We are at the big zone with Bitcoin. So again, last week's candle was very good. Let's just confirm that you can see the chart. Yes. Okay, so last week's candle was actually very good. Powerhouse candle, right? We went through 2 little weeks. We had a strong reversal candle over here, then a small little candle, and we knew that this big wall of this $88,000 on Bitcoin, that was where the bears were holding control. Right? And after that, we saw the short squeeze, right? The short squeeze was very clear that from here we're going to the mid 90,000s. Now where we are sitting at is one more wall until we have all-time highs. And this is basically it's called the 60% wall, right? We use Fibonacci's, we use things that are 618s, and it basically just means that whenever a token is moving in a certain direction, right? So if it's very strong to the upside and it pulls back, the best and the strongest area, if it's going to continue in that trend, to bounce or reject is 60% of what it did previously. So if it went up 100%, the pullback will be 60% of what that wave was. And that's known as a very healthy pullback. And that's known as the area of where they're going to hold control and where the next bounce is coming. And it's the same thing to the downside. It means that if we had a strong leg down, as what you could see over here, we are now basically around 60% on Bitcoin itself recovered from the dump. Right? And this is now where the bears are holding control. This is where the bears are going to now try and hold this area and actually try and get a rejection. Okay, now the important things to understand is the first weekly higher high is a big sign. So if we did decide to reject here, all we're basically looking for is a higher low and then a continuation, right? But we got to realize that when the bulls get activated, they sometimes do not want to pull back. And sometimes they want to go for it, right? Very similar to this area over here. We pushed into the resistance over here. It had a choice. It could have went here. First weekly higher high. That's the signs we have seen over here. The first weekly higher high. It had a choice. It could have either had another pullback, higher low, and then go, or it just wants to go, right? Because again, the max pain right now is to the upside. A lot of people have been basically, downside and be preparing for these type of things, and they got flushed out. And again, won't believe these kind of pumps, right? So again, a rejection here is probably what a lot of people expect. Right. And you know what? Very much so. We got to be prepared for that. Right now, it's not a big rejection. It's maybe going to 89,000, going to 91. We'll jump to the 4-hour charts now. But again, the next way to kind of screw the market is let's go straight to 100. Right. Let's go straight to 105. Then what happens is people basically invalidate their bearish scenarios. Okay. And they go all in. Right. And when they go all in, then the market gets trapped and then we get booming again to the upside. Right. So again, we are at the hot zone where something is about to happen. Either we are about to get that quick pullback into our hot zones or we're about to pop. Okay. Which means yet again, guys, that long-term investing in crypto is true wealth. Right. Anything with leverage, anything with short-term trading, these are just tools to make more money to hopefully build up more of the long term. But this is kind of the area that when your altcoin is breaking a very strong weekly trend, or it is just starting to break out of the range, it is worth getting the entry now and being patient, because these little 4 or 5% don't really matter. On the macro scale, we are getting the big reversals. We are getting the higher high. We are getting the break of the important zones, right? So again, today's a reminder that if the altcoins are only just breaking the trends now, these are good long-term investments. These are something that you can look up to 200-300% gains, especially because the altcoins came down 80%. Just for them to go back to the highs, right? You're looking at 2xing, 3xing on some of your positions. And remember, the important thing to do as well is just focus on the percentages that you are doing so. When you buy an altcoin, just categorize it in 3 categories, right? Say either it is a low risk, a medium risk, or high risk. Okay, and just categorize your money in a correct way. Again, you have the responsibility of this. I'm going to fight every day to get your entries, and I got a lot of alts to give you today. You're the one that determines how much money to put in them, right? So again, something like me, 40% can go into low caps, right? 30% into medium caps, and 20-25% into the high risk and very high risk, right? As the RSI starts making its way up and the market starts moving, you need to start decreasing the high risk and actually loading up more on the low risk. Right? So it means now you can have a diversified amount of trades, a diversified amount of portfolio, meaning you can actually have a bunch of altcoins right now. But as this market starts going up, you actually want to think about it. When the market's oversold, 20, 30 coins, right? You build a portfolio. As the market goes up, 25 coins, 20 coins, 15 coins, 10 coins, 3 coins, boom. Market goes down for a couple of months. You are holding the strongest assets that are going to hold the best when the downside comes. When it's getting ready to go up again and the RSIs are at the bottom, you then start diversifying and opening up the altcoins again. So I don't want you guys to lose the power, because you're about to make money on leverage again. You're about to make money with trading, but don't underestimate and lose the power of what your long-term bags are going to do as well. Because by riding the altcoin wave to the upside, you are going to increase your dollar value. But by banking the low risk, when the markets come down, your low risk is going to hold better than the alts. Therefore, when you buy the alts again, you're probably going to buy another 50% more altcoins. And through the next couple of months together, you're going to end up increasing your altcoin bags. Oh, they're moving my Lambo there. Okay. I don't know why I told them they must do it. It's just joking. Okay, so again, a lot of understanding that right now, long-term is important, just as important as short-term trading. Now, again, guys, so here we go. Here's the weekly here, big resistance at 96. And it's quite crazy to see how we're kind of halting here. We're not pulling back yet, okay? But we speak about after this, a big push. I wouldn't be surprised that in this week itself, right, if we do decide to break this 96, that we can actually really get into the hundreds, right? But we need to understand that right now, this is the bear wall. So there's also a scenario where price can go just outside of the wall and then actually trap, right? Remember, the market is about to get, your errors right now can hit you a lot harder, right? In a choppy market, you kind of get chop. But if you time things a little bit wrong here and you're not prepared for both sides, it gets quite brutal in bulls because it basically gets a little bit more volatile. The moves are a lot bigger. Again, we pop up this over here. Just want to confirm you can see, yes. Okay, you can see that the percentages itself, we're going to look at the weekly, right? Look at this. The percentages are raising up now, which means you want this upside, right? Okay, but you don't want the downside. You don't want when they pull back 20, 30%. So again, if your altcoin has exploded, right, and you didn't buy enough of it, you have to wait until that altcoin is on a 20, 30% discount. Then you buy. Don't FOMO into things. Do not fall into the trap. Rather, go look at the next quality altcoin that maybe has not popped yet, but is now breaking a trend. Because again, all of these alts are basically starting to repeat a recipe, right? You could see that all of them here. Just an example here on Doge itself. Doge's short squeeze has not even happened yet. Here's an opportunity on the weekly, right? There's the trend. Once we get through this piece over here, Doge is going to start making its way back to the 28 cents. There's a big trade here, right? This easily itself, okay, as a long-term sort of plays a 60% move, okay, just to the next resistance. Okay, and you can see the major resistances over here. Then you started looking at alts that are kind of already going. Here's an example of Casper. The key sign was when it broke this area here and it started to squeeze. And it's very likely that something like this is going to continue the rally up over here. So again, if it's something like Casper, you missed the pump, let's say, right? At some point now, Casper will have a small pullback here and then go up again. That's the buy. So instead of chasing on the green side, you are here buying on the red side, right? Because again, what's happening is you are the one that's going to buy short-term fear all the time. Someone that FOMO'd in over here cannot handle the pressure when it pulls back a little bit over here. You want to buy that. You want to be the one loading up when that is happening. Right, so if we keep going down the list here, you can see that Sol has just started the little short-term squeeze, but hasn't even got going yet. Right now, 200, 220. I'm going to speak about some entries for that. Okay, ONDO is in a really good higher time frame view. ALGO, you could see the alts that are starting now to just pop through. I see Say is getting ready to pop. I see ETH itself is getting ready to pop. And this is the perfect recipe that I want to explain to you over here. Here we go, right? So again, this is what you're looking for. Look at 𝗬𝗍. Right, 𝗬𝗍 again, a lot of your altcoins are sitting over here. They are sitting at this altcoin break area. You see that over there? Okay, and since the breakout, you could easily see that we've had a 70% pump on 𝗬𝗍. Now 𝗬𝗍 is sitting at that 60% mark I was talking about. Let's actually break this down over here. There we go. You see how it's literally sitting at 60%. So now if you missed the 𝗬𝗍 pump, you got a choice, right? Either this will happen and that's where you want to buy it, back at the $3 mark, right? $3.10. Okay, or you let it explode, you let it pull back, and that's where you buy it. The difference is you want to be on this side when it comes to opening positions and not this side. Allow it to roll, allow it to fly. Let it turn resistance into support. By doing this, you are becoming more stable and you're also you're not FOMOing anymore and you're buying strength. When something has turned something into support, that is strength. That is where you pay attention. And it's a big difference. Because right now, if someone buys here, what happens if we do this? Do you want to go into a 30% loss before you make some money? Okay? Or do you want to buy the damn pullback and have the opportunity, right? And again, by buying at the same price, because now we're at 3.7, either we're going to buy here or we're going to buy $3, okay? Or you're going to buy at 3.7, but on the other side of the line. And that's the correct way to pay attention and how to build up these positions within those markets. I see FARTCOIN's also going crazy. Again, it all started with the short squeeze over here. A lot of your altcoins are sitting there. Your Cardanos, your ALGOs, your ONDOs, your Solanas, your Doge coins, they are all sitting at those nice, sexy sweet spots. So again, instead of going and chasing Sui today, go look at what Sui did to get where it's going, and let's go catch the next quality alts. Because again, every day you are going to see a new batch of altcoins get released. That's what you're going to see. Every day, something new is going to happen, and especially on shakeouts. When you see a short-term pullback, the next time we go up, an altcoin that was not moving will all of a sudden start moving. Okay, we're good, guys. Can you see the like button? I want to see who's long in the market, who's feeling good. Thank you. Okay, amazing. Okay, let's jump straight into it over here. And let's get into short term. Let's see if you can see my charts. Yes, fantastic. Okay, so short term, guys, I have not changed my chart since I've seen you guys, right? This is the charts. This is what it was. So I spoke about the pump to 95. I then spoke about the short term rejection, right? And we actually hit it perfectly. I said we're going to go down to the areas of the early 90,000s, and we did it. We actually went perfectly to the zone over here. Right? Then I said we're going to push back into the wall, and now we can start getting ready that if we don't reject now, okay, we're going to push to the hundreds. And you can see the next two resistances, the one's at 100,000 and the other one's sitting at 102,000. Okay, then we should see a pullback. We never know. The market might want to go parabolic, but then we should see a pullback. So let's speak about the two scenarios of pullbacks from where we are currently right now. So I'm going to actually clear up the chart here and do it fresh with you again. So again, big breakout of trend. Fantastic. Now we are rallying up and we are sitting at this one big resistance here, okay, which is this one over here. Boom. Just above that, we have the $100,000 mark over here. And then just above that, we have the one sitting at $105,000. Those are your three possible rejection points, or they're resistances that are going to turn into supports. Now, before, I cannot turn this box green yet because we haven't officially broken the 96,000. So that is still resistance, which means that the previous highs over here are supports. So as it stands right now, okay, this is where you are. If you were a Bitcoin, someone that wants to buy Bitcoin, this is currently where you're currently waiting for some buys, right? Which is sitting at this 90,000, which means let's play one of the scenarios. The first scenario is we actually reject here. Okay, we decide to reject. Now, again, we're looking strong. But if we do reject, it can be something like this. It just pops head through, then a shake into this zone, and then we start rallying to the upside. So keep that in mind, right? That's the first play over there. The next one is we decide to smash this. And if we decide to smash this, then there's two scenarios. The first one is we smash over here to 100. And 100 is a big psychological number, okay? And we might just pop our head through 100 and then actually reject to here and then get going. Which means that if you are a buyer or someone that wants to trade today, you're going to do it in two ways, right? You're going to basically ladder in. And what I mean by that is if we start breaking through the highs today, you're looking for alts that are breaking through the resistance zone, right? And you will buy 50%. Okay. And the other 50%, you will wait for it to explode and turn one of these into support and load up the rest once you have confirmed that we have broken out. Because again, if you buy 50% on a breakout, it means that you can catch the wave, right? And again, I'll show you on altcoins. The next pump is the big one. We have not seen a big altcoin pump yet. The next one is the one where we rarely get moving, right? And this could be anything up to 100% within the alts, specifically like Doge, Solana, all of these type of tokens, right? So that rally over there, if we break out, you want to have 15 for those gains, okay? But you also know that if they trap you, you have the other 50 to go load up over there, okay? And if it is real, where it decides to pump up over here, let it pump, and you'll load the next 50 on a good support. Okay, so again, we can pump to 100, we can pump to 105, then a rejection, and then we get going. And what that looks like on altcoins over here, let's show you over here, total 3. There's alts. So look how alts are about to, at any point now, start their short squeeze. You see here, we're at resistance. However, remember, we are at resistance, which means that you must be prepared for that pullback at any point. And right now, the supports on alts, it actually hit it last night. One of the first ones, which is this one over here. But that's the supports. There's the resistance. We still got to pop through this resistance over here, and then we get going. But as you can see, once we get through this resistance, there is a big short squeeze over here as well. So again, if you see your altcoins breaking the range now, 50%. 50%, if it wants to trap you, boom, 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 you can load the other 50. And if it wants to go, you are in with 50% and you will load up once it has really confirmed. Boom. Okay, let's load up some more over here. Boom. But you got the initial positions, something to build on top of. 50% gives you an opportunity to take advantage of either scenario that plays out. If it pumps, you're in, you got something in the game you can build on top of. And if it's a fake out, you have 50% to lower and get some better entries with the other 50%, which will average out your entry price to a good zone. When you look at the Bitcoin dominance, guys, I want to show you something. This is why altcoins are looking strong, right? If you look at the last couple of weeks, okay, you could see the dominance has been rallying pretty strong to the upside. And I just want to show you over here, strong trend line, right? Many touches looking good. We have lost that. So what it means is at any point now, if we get through this support zone here, there's going to be a distribution back to the low 60%. Okay, and that is going to be a strong altcoin rally. And again, that comes when we break through this red box over here. So when you go through a bunch of your altcoins, okay, you will see they're all fighting these big zones over here now. And you can see the big red boxes on the top here where we're going to start accelerating. So again, if we start breaking the highs, 50% in, right? Until then, limit orders. You need to trade a little bit slower now and a little bit more accurate, right? So your limit orders, example on Dogecoin, are sitting between the mid 17-cent mark, right? Just take these previous highs here and it gives you a good idea. Your Caspers, right? Supports, you got support at 9 cents and you got a little bit of support at 8.5 cents too. So this over here, right now, that's your buys. And something like Casper is actually pulling back pretty nicely. It exploded. It's one of the stronger altcoins right now. Pay attention to these support zones that are here, right? These are your support zones. There is one, okay, and there is another one over there. Those are zones. Now, again, you got your areas of where you want to buy. If you want to be sure, right, you just slap a damn trend line on it. There's the trend. Beautiful. 3-touch trend. You see it. There we go. As it makes its way to support, breaks trend. Boom, you're in. Stop loss below. Okay, so the big opportunities, things like Casper, looking strong. Sol's actually going kind of against, right? Solana's looking pretty strong. So Sol is looking nice over here. And I actually want to see if there's another trend or something we can pay attention to. Let's actually have a look. It's nice that we get to chart kind of together. That's okay. Okay, so where would your Sol entries be? Right now, your Solana limit orders should be set in these zones over here, which is your 140 to your 146. 146, 140, that's your orders. But if we start breaking these highs over here, this could be a good area because from here, we are going to make our way to the $200 mark. So again, 50% if we start breaking the highs. For now, limit orders are sitting in this place over here just until we get through. There's ONDO, there's ALGO. ALGO is doing very good. Popped out nicely like we spoke about. Okay, there's Cardano. Cardano, guys, I actually think this is one of the next alts that are going to start releasing. Right, this is one that we're going to start moving, and I like where we're at right now. We're kind of building some sort of inverse, head and shoulders in play over here. We are not through resistance just yet, which means your buys right now are sitting here between these areas of 66 cents and 68 cents. Those are kind of your areas, kind of where we hit about 24 hours ago. We hit those zones beautifully. Okay, then from there, I see a rocket ship at any point. However, we may have pulled back already because I saw yesterday, and I want to zoom in here just to show you. We did have a pullback yesterday. There was the little shakeout, right? The pullback down, and I actually saw it on Bitcoin as well. There we go. That shakeout. We may be done. Maybe that was it. Remember, in a trending upwards market, you don't have pullbacks anymore. Okay? So keep this. Did we actually break trend on Cardano? It might actually be for leverage traders. You want to have a tight stop here. It might actually be a nice little short-term entry long over here. Market's definitely looking a little bit more long than bull, than bearish. But from here, guys, I'm seeing a Cardano push to the 60% mark, which is 90 cents to 95 cents. Things like Say, looking strong. Get ready. If this thing starts breaking, it's looking good, right? Things like AVAX. This one is nice because remember, you can see the clear kind of bull flag. Right, you see this over here. You can see it nicely that's forming. So keep an eye out for the breakout. For now, your entries are sitting down over here. And when it breaks through the tops, you start getting going. ETH is still cheap, lagging behind. But I do think ETH is getting ready for a $2,100 pump. Right, that's my next resistance. I got 11995, but I do have the big one at 2,100. So there's an ETH pump loading. Things like Sui, it's strong for now. Let it ride. It's at 618 now. Let's see what it is going to do next. Then I want to go through a couple of other alts. Let's go look what's currently moving. Maddie, what is my likes at there, sir? Let's see what the likes are sitting at. Well, the memes are running. Someone says alt season has started. Why would the hell would memes be pumping, right? And it's also a lot of memes. So keep an eye out on a Solana rip, right? That kind of makes sense at any point. A nice Solana rip in the 6:30. Guys, get me to 1,000 likes now, and I'll give away BitFunded accounts. Right, BitFunded accounts. Before I jump into the next alts over here, let's quickly jump into a couple of sponsors. Lots of love to them all, guys. Big exchanges that I've been meeting with here that are incredible people, right? BTC.C, they got a 10% bonus for any first-time deposits. Use my link below. You'll find it right here below in the description. So let's go over here. You'll find it in the description. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. Okay, you will find all of the exchanges. There is BTC.C over there. There is 𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has also an incredible special over here. Where is our 𝗏𝗏𝗏 over here? There we go. Okay, 0% maker fees and unlock 9,990 USDT cash back. They are doing cash back events over here. Here are the deposit bonuses, right, that you could see over here, the deposit bonus, and you could see the cash backs over here. So again, people ask me, Sheldon, why should I have so many exchange accounts? Okay, because you need to diversify your money. If you're going to trade your long-term and your medium-term all in one account, you're going to mess it up because you're going to, when your leverage are getting smacked, you're going to take some spot and you're going to put it in there, right? Keep it separated. Have some leverage accounts that are there to maybe pay some debt or to buy things for you. Keep that in the exchange account. Then have a spot account that is running somewhere else, a little bit more safe, no leverage, these type of things. Then have another account that's got a 3x. Keep it separate. Otherwise, they are going to intertwine, and that's where you're going to start making human errors. Set yourself up for success and allow yourself to be human, but make sure that your structure is protecting. That's why. So again, some of the best exchanges we got. There's the links below. Okay, let's go, Maddie. Let's jump in. I want to go through a couple of these alts. So let's go see a couple of bigger movers that we have seen. We'll speak about the Trump token. I actually gave you guys the buys on the Trump token. 𝗬𝗏𝗍's looked really good. Polygon's actually look good. 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗏 as well. So let's start with a couple of the meme coins, because if you want to trade them, meme coins are cool to make money, but you just have to time them a little bit better than the rest, right? So let's go through a few. So if you got the Bonk one over here, we'll go through Trump as well. And I just want you guys to just know the strategies to trade memes. Okay, all memes will kind of run. They kind of all run together. Okay, but look at that, right? This was the last show that we did. We said, guys, Trump pumped. Okay, but don't buy the pump. The big thing you wanted to see from the pump was, did we get our first higher high? Yes, we did, right? So the higher high was definitely in play over there. And you could see how big it's good, right? That strength, which means, hey, don't buy the pump. However, it's confirmed that this thing's getting ready to pop at any point. So what you do next, then you say, okay, it's pumped now. It's got resistance above. There's the resistance, right? So I'm not interested. Where's my nearest support? Where's the level we just broke through now? Over there, right? You could see it clearly. So again, if you zoom in now, look where price came back to, guys. It pumped, came back down. RSI went to the bottom. That's where you buy it. You buy it on support. So now things like Trump is now sitting at a big resistance. Okay, this is still the buy zone at $12. Okay, and after that, we're looking at a rally to $26. Okay, so memes are cool, but time them correctly. Very important. Here is things like Bonk. Bonk is actually looking really good. You look at the high time frame here, you can see that it's actually breaking out. So I love how previous high here becomes support. So that's a good sign over there. Okay, and where we're likely to go next is over here. Okay, so for now, as it stands, I would not buy this just yet. This is where the buys will be. Okay, but for long term, it's actually pretty decent. But again, at any point now, a pop up to there. If you've missed a pump, let it pump now, let it pull back, and then you get going again, right? Timing is incredibly important when it comes to these meme coins. Then I want to go through a couple. Where is the poly that we spoke about? This one is getting to we gave the buys earlier, so some are in a little bit earlier, but this one is actually in a good spot buy, right? Look how it is turning. You see this resistance on the left, higher high, there's support, good buy zones. Okay, the next rally on pole is I'm looking at 33 cents and then the areas of 40, right? So this one is in a good spot. Spot right now, you're not worried about the 3-4%. Leverage you do, right? Right now, if it's broken out and testing support, you got it at a good price at strength. This is where buying power is happening, right? FARTCOIN. I love FARTCOIN, right? I don't trade it at all. I don't own any of it, right? But I love how this token turns a resistance into support, turns a resistance into support. So every high that we break, just wait for it to come and test again, and that's your buys, right? Look at that. Breakout, and this is what is called strength. This is called sustainable growth, because it breaks, has a rest, breaks, has a rest, breaks, has a rest. It doesn't just go in a straight line. When it goes in a straight line, it looks like this, right? We're just when something is going in a straight line, it's near the end. This is going to happen after. But when something is doing this, it's sustainable. Therefore, it continues the rally. Same thing you're seeing with Popcat, right? Pump up, and we haven't even hit this sideways. It's currently going sideways now. But look how it's turning these previous levels over here. Okay, look how it is turning them into support, right? So again, these things are great, but time them because you don't want to be on the other side. Another token to really pay attention on spot buys today is Sonic. Sonic is sitting outside of the trend. One of the next tokens, and I've been meeting a lot of people here, they're building on Sonic faster than ever, right? And if you look at this over here, the next pop from here is here to the areas of the 80 to the 90 cents. So there is a big move incoming on Sonic, right? Let's see Chainlink. Chainlink also, if I zoom out over here, I'll show you guys. That is where you want to buy Chainlink. For now, if it breaks the tops, you wait. But there's the buy zones on Chainlink over there as well. So guys, are you learning when it comes to, we only see each other 20 minutes a day, right? I need to make sure that you're learning and that you're seeing what I am seeing. Maddie, what's the likes? 800. Okay, so again, what you're going to do tomorrow is you're going to come and watch my show, and you're going to like the video as I start. And as we do that, I will give away a ton of Bitfunded. I have money. I have the sign-up bonuses on exchanges. I have Sniper Club. I have an indicator. I have lots of beautiful things. Again, we like it up and we go. But guys, lots of love to you all. Let's have a big week together. I'll be live with you every day. Some days, maybe quick pre-records to keep you in the loop. But when things are happening, let's take advantage of this market. I'm happy we're starting to see strength again. Now let's ride this damn wave together. So from my side, lots of love. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Goodbye.